The first ever Saiyan Day LR. But should you summon? How's it, everybody? Celtic here. We got another Dokkan Battle video for you here today. We are answering that age-old question. Should you summon on the upcoming Saiyan Day banner releasing on March 18th to 17th for some of us over here in Hawaii and in California? But nonetheless, we're going to answer that big question. As always, in order to answer that question, we will take a look at three things. Number one, we'll take a look at the unit itself. Is the unit good enough to justify a summon, right? Second, we'll take a look at the banner, right? We do have the banner details in the latest JP data download, so we can have an idea of who's on the banner. We kind of already gave a rough idea of who else we can expect, but we can go through this and determine whether or not the banner itself has any value to summon. And then from there, of course, we will look at what lies ahead. If we decide to summon on this Saiyan Day banner, what are we giving up in the near future? So let's go ahead and let's start by taking a look at the unit itself, right? The unit is a tag LR. They are extreme fizz, and they lead pure Saiyans, encroded body and mind, or gifted warriors for 200% HP and attack defense 170%. While also giving another 50% HP attack defense to Majin Buu Saga or Uncontrollable Power. The Vegeta side has Key 3, attack 300% and 200% defense and damage reduction rate 18%, guards all attacks with 3 or more Key Spheres, or if you have 3 extreme allies on the team, he gets Key 3 with at least 1 Key Sphere obtained and 180% attack while launching an additional super attack when attacking. He gets defense 180% and an additional damage reduction rate of 18% when receiving an attack. He gets 5 more, with 5 or more Key Spheres obtained, or with 4 extreme allies, he gets Key 3 with 1 Key Sphere and damage reduction rate 18% when receiving an attack. He also once only gets an additional defense 180% when receiving an attack. With 7 or more Key Spheres, or with 5 extreme allies on the team, he gets Key 5 and with at least 1 Key Sphere obtained and damage reduction rate 18% before attacking. So really nice there. He gets 180% attack when attacking, and when attacking with 18 or more Key, an additional 300% attack with a 30% chance of forming a critical hit. When receiving an attack from an enemy who's been hit by his super attack, he gets an additional defense 200%. And of course, when you have a Majin Buu Saga ally attacking in the same turn or starting from the 5th turn, he can exchange with Super Saiyan Goku. So it is a turn 1 exchange. Now, he is stacking on his 18 key and with his EX Super, which can be procced if he is the first attacker in the turn. And it is a super attack with 24 key. It will have a 60% chance to become for it to become his his EX Super. Now, if he does proc that EX Super, it does greatly stack his attack and defense for infinitely, as well as giving him effective against all types and disables the enemy's action. So it's actually really nice if he does manage to proc it. It's also an AoE if he procs it. So really good there, but I guess that's why they made it 60%. Now, once he exchanges with Goku, he gets Key 3, attack defense 250%, damage reduction rate 18%, chance for evading enemies attack 40%, and with 4 or more Key Spheres obtained or 2 super allies on the team, he gets Key 3 with at least 1 Key Sphere obtained, 180% attack, and launches an additional super attack. When attacking, he gets defense 180% and chance of evading enemies attack and damage reduction rate 35% when receiving an attack. With 6 Key Spheres, or when 3 or more super allies are on the team, he guards all attacks. He gets Key 3 with at least 1 Key Sphere obtained and a 180% attack when attacking. Once only, he has a chance of evading enemies attack 10% when receiving an attack. With 8 or more Key Spheres obtained, or with 4 superclass allies, he gets Key 3 with 1 Key Sphere obtained, 180% attack and transform on critical hit 30%, and all allies get 20% attack defense with an additional 30 for Majin Buu Saga allies. When activating the active skill or attacking with 18 or more ki, he will get an additional 300% attack and a 30% chance to perform a critical hit. His active skill can be activated when there are 3 extreme allies and 3 or more super allies on the team, or starting from the 4th turn. So whichever one, right? It's basically free, and it will greatly raise his attack temporarily, causing ultimate damage to the enemy. And within the turn activated, all attacks become critical hits while changing Fizz and Int, all key spheres to Fizz and Int. So basically, the way they are designed is Goku is designed if you intend to run superclass teams, and Vegeta here is designed if you intend to run extreme class teams. You can kind of run a mix of both, or you can put one on the other, right, and still make them work as long as you bring orb changers. And there are quite a few good orb changers on their team, such as the new EZA Majin Vegeta, as well as a few others, which we will break down in their team guide eventually. But you know, it's honestly not that bad to ensure that you maintain both, no matter what the situation they find themselves in. So as far as the unit is concerned, they are a really powerful unit. Not quite on the anniversary LR levels, but for a typical standalone LR throughout the year, they're honestly pretty good. So honestly, if you spent your stones on this banner and you got this character, you would have a plus, right? They are a good unit. They're very strong and they're very fun to run. So that's one in the category for the unit. But of course, these characters are not on the banner by themselves, right? They do exist on a banner with other characters, and sometimes those characters lead us to believe that things aren't always that great. You know, sometimes Saiyan Day banners in the past have been hit or miss, and judging by the banner we have here, I mean, it's mostly hit. This is about half the banner here that you're looking at. The other half will probably be something to what we predicted the other day. The remaining 2 units are probably going to be something like the Tech Vegeta and like maybe like AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku, or it might be like Super EZA Super Saiyan 3 Goku. It'll be something crazy like that. Or maybe there's a closet Super EZA here that we're not considering. That would help out their team. Who knows? But whatever, right? I'm not expecting much. The reason the banner is going to look like this is because we can pretty much assume that the banner does not have pity. There is no pity coins in the JP side of the download. So yeah, this is going to be a tough banner, and seeing what the banner looks like, right? We do have the return of him and the return of Kid Goku, who, if you missed him on his return banner in October of last year, this is your chance to pick him up. It's also the first coinable return of the trio, which is good. So I mean, there is value here, but honestly, for most players, this is not going to be that great of a banner, even with Majin Vegeta here, who is pretty decent, right? Without pity, this banner is kind of rough, and so that's pretty much no in the category of the banner. So that's 1 in the category for the units, and no for the banner. So all that's left to look at is what lies ahead. Well, we kind of already know what lies ahead. We already know that the next big celebration is, of course, going to be Golden Week after this, right? So we got a couple of months till then, right? This will go live in May, so there's a couple months between now and then, which you should be saving for, but sometimes Golden Week's hit or miss, so that may not be your cup of tea, and these guys always end up returning in September. Anyways, with the Global Dokkan campaign, previously known as the Worldwide campaign, now we do know there has been a shift, right, in our campaign schedules, right? We are now getting the TDC campaign, which previously was the Tanabata campaign, in the July timeframe, which was previously Global's anniversary, although Tanabata was always at this time for JP. and then they will move into September with the Global Dokkan campaign. Again, previously worldwide. So we're pretty much reverting to the old schedule. So that means, right, if you were to skip this banner, you could save all the way until Global Dokkan campaign. And that's honestly what I think most players should do. Nothing but filler between now and then. So even if you spent your stones here, right, you've got a long time until the next major campaign that you should be summoning for, right? That's, you know, we're in March now, so April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 6 months of saving right there, even if you summoned all your stones right now. So while I don't recommend you doing that, you do have some cushion. So we're going to say, honestly, no for what lies ahead. I know this is crazy to say, right? This is a brand new LR, the first ever Saiyan Day LR, and it seems like the majority of our 3 criteria have hit the no. And so here's what I'm going to say. We're going to tier our recommendation because I know most players are probably pretty stoneless after anniversary, right? We're on the tail end of the anniversary. Part EX is finishing up. In fact, the last of the anniversary events will be leaving when this guy drops. So we're going to go ahead and just tier our list here. If you are anywhere over 1,000 stones, meaning you got your anniversary LRs and you dipped, then I would say it's probably not going to hurt anything to do, you know, maybe 1 or 2 rotations, no more than that. In fact, 3 rotations might be pushing it, but I would say do that and continue to save until GDC. Remember, the big ticket items here are getting to that pity in GDC, so you want to be building up as much as you can. So that's why I don't recommend anything more than 300 to 450 stones, I would say. That would leave you with around 500 to 600 stones if you started at 1,000, which is plenty to save for GDC. If you're anywhere between 5 and 800, really don't recommend going any more than 2 rotations. There should be 3+1s. Kid Goku's banner last year had 3+1s, so I think it's pretty safe to assume that there will be 3+1s on this banner as well. We'll know for sure when the global data download happens. And if you're anything below 500, I'm going to go ahead and recommend nothing more than 1 rotation and then continue to save. That's what I'm going to say here. So we're going to tier our recommendation for you players out there watching, and that's just because they are a cool unit. They are really fun to run. That, like the Golden Frieza and Vegeta, you can really build any kind of crazy team around them and have fun with them, and I really like that. It's just that it's timing, man. This is terrible timing for a brand new LR coming on the tail end of anniversary for most players. And to make matters worse, right, there does not appear to be pity for this character, which means that we're gonna have to go ahead and probably steer away from this banner as much as we can. It's hard for me to recommend nowadays to summon on banners that don't have pity. It's just, it's at little value for you players. So guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, will you be summoning for Majin Vegeta, or will you be saving your stones as per our recommendation, or might you do a dip in for a couple rotations or 2 as per our tiered recommendations? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.